Hey guys, this is Mastering Execution episode number 11. Wanted to share you guys this quick clip of December the 28th and show you how I went from being up $70,000 for the day to just being able to capture $10,000 by losing my discipline. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so pay attention to these areas here and here. I had two positions and only using about a fifth of my account for these two positions, and I was up from the beginning. All right, so my first position was GLD and the second one was Amazon. As you can see here, everything was going well. I was giving myself time. The tick opened above 500. Everything was going well since we had calls. So far, so good. So as you can see here, later on in the afternoon, I'm up 70 grand. And why is that? Okay, I had Amazon was up over 48,000, and then I have gone ahead and made the one big mistake, which was to add too many positions for me to handle. So you can see here, I went from 2 to 4 positions for the day. And yes, I'm up 65, 67, $70,000, but this is way too much to handle when things are start to go against you, and you'll see here shortly why. What am I looking at here? Look at the charts. We have the RSIs all in the red, but the tick is pretty much signaling, hey man, we're still going higher. But everything else is starting to point, hey man, we're losing steam here, Ron. We're losing steam. So I set all my limit orders right at the pivots, like I like to do, as always. I'm still there, but obviously it's losing steam. And I remember this day clearly. We were all telling ourselves, hey, this is where I got my limit. This is where I got my limit. And this is what happens. As you can see here, the tick starts to turn around. Obviously, I got too many positions to manage. I'm setting my own limit orders to start getting out, but I'm not getting filled, obviously, because I got them at the pivots, and they're just a couple of dollars away. I should have started locking in profits sooner, especially once the tick hit the minus 500 level there, but I just was not able to move fast enough. And then you'll see here shortly what happens as I fast forward this. So look at the time up here at the top. It's 304, 305, and everything just starts to turn around. Look at the tick. It starts to hit the minus 500 levels. Back then, I didn't have my alerts on it, so I probably wasn't even noticing it as much because I was paying attention to the charts. So I'm jumping back and forth between everything, just trying to close and capture as much profit as I can. But obviously, because I have so much open, I'm missing stuff. And some of these that were up 13,000 like BKNG, I end up taking a loss on because I'm not able to move fast enough. And this is the problem with having too many positions open at any given time, which is why I started to adapt and started doing things like locking profits in by converting things into spreads. That way, if something like this happens, I don't get caught by surprise. So here we go. I'm just jumping back and forth between all of them, but none of them are getting filled because the market is just selling off. And, instead of doing a market order to get out quicker, I kept setting limits. Meanwhile, the market is selling off and it's going way, way, way against me. And this is what happens, guys. So because I lost the discipline of just keeping myself to just 2, I ended up adding additional positions here with BKNG. I added TLRY and I added SPY. You can ignore CGen there. That's just a position I got stuck in. It's not a actual position. But everything else, man, is just like I went from 2 to actually to 5, and I miscounted there. So I shouldn't have added any more positions. I should have just stuck with my original 2. They were making me money from the beginning of the day. It would have been a lot easier to manage Amazon and GLD, which I actually ended up holding. I actually didn't close that position, but the rest of them, man, I ended up just taking a loss for no reason because I was not able to manage these properly. And this is what happens, guys. So I closed all of them, and as you can see here, this is where my profit ended up for the day. So from being up over 70 grand, I ended up making $10,000, and that was it, guys.